Okay, so today we are going to be talking to Tage Lee. Who's Tage Lee? She is the author of this book. It's called Mama Needs a Drink. It's a children's book, but it's definitely for adults. And I can't wait to hear about how she published it, what motivated her, and a little bit about her little one, Winslow. Tage, thank you for being here.
Thank you so much for
to discuss your little love child?
Yeah.
Passion project?
Yeah, it's my additional
not a love
baby.
child.
No, it's a love child. It's my child.
Okay.
It's okay. It's my new baby, my baby project.
So tell me about how Mama Needs a Drink came to be.
So, I had a girlfriend who does beautiful watercoloring, and she's an illustrator and does graphic design. And she said, you rhyme a lot and you're kind of quirky and you can write. We should do a book together. And I was like, absolutely, that's a great idea. She's like, I'll do illustration, you do the writing. And I said, great, what should it be about? And she goes, I don't know, whatever you want. And instantly, right away, like an hour later, it was at the end of my mat leave. I was feeling super overwhelmed, and all I could think about was how I constantly needed a glass of wine.
It's medicinal at this point.
Yeah, to get through the day. Like, not so much that I needed a glass of wine, like I wanted to get drunk. It was more just like, I need a little buzz, just, make me like a cooler mom.
Just like take the edge off.
Yeah, make me a cooler wife. Like, just to chill out a little and not feel like I have so much control.
What was the process like then once you jumped into the actual writing of it?
Yeah, so I ended up writing in about 48 hours.
Which is unbelievable.
And I read it to someone being like, haha, I'm going to do this as a joke, and was kind of waiting for the reaction.
Yeah.
And everyone was killing themselves laughing. And I'm like, okay.
Okay, wait.
Well, this might be a thing. And so I talked to my girlfriend about it, and then she was kind of like, Mom needs a drink. That's really funny. And then she was kind of like, I don't know how I do watercolor illustrations for that.
Just a really drunk mom.
Yeah. And so I was like, well, you can just do objects. Like, if you're not comfortable sketching, like, people, we can do objects. And she's like, great. And then she was kind of like, I kind of feel like you should use someone else for it, which was totally fine.
Yeah.
So, and that's when the illustration part came up.
Awesome.
Yeah.
So you kind of talked about how the writing part was the easiest in this journey because it was kind of this like, it was fun, it was the exciting part. What happened next with the publishing step?
So, the writing part was easy for me because unlike a novel, I didn't have to set everything up or have a writer's block. I just kind of like went with it.
Why opt for self-publishing as opposed to, pitching it to publishing houses, etc.?
So that's such a great question. First of all, no one knows who I am, so it would be
You're Tage Vancouver. What are you talking about?
So it would be really hard for me to go to a publishing agency without me having a platform. So I'd be like, hey, I have this book. Do you think it's funny? Can you give me money to help print it for me and then do the distribution? And they'd be like, I don't know who you are. Go get out of here. Yeah, bye.
But great idea. We'll get someone else to write it.
Yeah. So I felt really overwhelmed by that. And I hear a lot of people that have this project and wait for a publishing company. They approach a publishing company and they go through all of this stuff and they keep getting rejections, and then it could be years and years and years until someone picks you up or until you build a big enough platform where they think that they can be business partners with you essentially and profit off of your idea and work together in order for them to take a part in the business aspect.
So then when you did the self-publishing stuff, what came next in like the marketing side, reaching out? How did you approach that?
A lot had to do with I picked the illustrator. She kind of gave me the vibe of the book. We both agreed on it. And then I just kept reading it to more people to kind of see who thought it was funny and who wasn't. And believe me, there was a lot of people that didn't actually think it was funny.
I actually think it's hilarious. I'm in the other boat.
Which is totally fine.
Who did you jump into next?
I jumped into the people, actually, I looked at Instagram and found all the people who ended up following me and took tips on the analytics for that.
Cool.
So it was mostly women between 26 and 34 years old.
Whose friends are having babies.
Whose friends are having babies, and a lot of people from BC, because a lot of people from British Columbia had heard about the book, and like some in Alberta, some in Toronto, barely any in any other areas. So I focused on that at the beginning, and then since then my marketing has changed to probably the same age demographic and mostly women, but to other places across North America. And honestly, I don't know why, I feel like I do really well in the UK. I know a lot of drinkers.
You know what?
I know a lot of drinkers in the UK.
I was just gonna say, it's a drinky place. Like it's got that little like after work drink culture where it's not like getting sloshed. It's like I'm just gonna have one or two or three, but like there's that, and they also have a really good sense of humor in the UK.
Yeah, I think so too.
You did a lot of influencer marketing of moms that are known, for example, Jillian Harris.
Yeah.
So that was great because tell about like that journey of sending in. They're like, you might not get featured.
Yeah. So basically what I did is I approached different influencers. I don't know anyone that knows Jillian Harris. I mean, I know people who are friends of friends with her. I felt like through watching her Instagram stories, we had a major connection. So I was like,
like we know each other, we're friends now,
So if she posts about it, I'd just be so appreciative. And her team wrote back and said she doesn't need any thank you or anything. Once she actually posted about it, she talked about the book for 2 minutes, and I had the most insane sales for the next week. Like,
it's incredible how that works.
It's so incredible, and I'm so appreciative of that. You know, it was a 2-minute talk, but she wouldn't post about it unless she believed in it.
It's not just a product either, and I think this is a very different, like you can't explain to someone, oh, this shampoo is wonderful, or this food tastes amazing. You're like, maybe I'll try it because I'm vegan, etc. And it matches my portfolio. But when you're like, this book is funny, and everyone, the other thing we were going to talk about, like needs to buy gifts, and this is such a giftable book.
Yeah, it actually had a lot of people that said to me like, no one buys books anymore, and I'm kind of like, well, this is why I'm gonna write a book. And do you know what? People do buy books.
Absolutely.
And they really appreciate a novelty item, especially no one really knows what to buy for moms when they first have babies. Everyone's buying knickknacks here and there just to like fill a room at a baby shower, and they don't know. So
it's like a bunch of stuff at the end of the day, and the mom goes home and is like, what am I gonna do with this?
Yeah, so I find that a lot of moms are like, oh, I don't know what to buy. I'm gonna buy 10 at one of my suppliers, like a
I bought 5 and I've already given away 3. Like that's how fast babies happen. I'm like,
and it's just my goal of the book was to make a mom or a dad laugh after a really long day of it being really high stress.
Well, I feel like it'd be really inappropriate to do this entire interview without a drink.
Oh, is that an option? Can we
that
do
is, we won't tell like everyone watching this what time it is, but well.
Oh yeah.
Cheers. Thank you so much for joining us.
Thank you so much for having me.
I'm excited.
I so appreciate it.
Go and get Mama Needs a Drink for yourself and all your mommy friends.
Yeah.
Have a good
you
laugh.
guys need it.
I need it. I don't even have kids.
That's totally fine. Okay. Cheers.
Cheers. Yes, queen.
That's so good.
Got a little spice.